Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be opening up a package I got from Wish. I ordered it like 2 months ago and it finally showed up. So what I had ordered was what I thought was a marker set. Turns out it was, well, apparently it's a nail brush, but it was one marker. So I suppose that's not a bad thing. So the marker I got in this package was not a brand I'm familiar with, but the listing on the site said it was like a brush marker, so I was like, you know what, let's give it a chance. It says it is the color Vivint Green, and as you can see it has a bullet nib, or not a bullet nib, sorry, a chisel nib, which I don't really use that. Oops. And then it also has a brush nib. Now this brush nib is a little different than the ones I use. I wanted to see the color real quick, so I tested it, but it felt really weird to use. I don't know, I guess that's maybe compared to my Copics, it just felt strange, I don't know. But it felt like it bent and stuff, but it just, I don't know, it felt plasticky, if that's the best way I can explain that. But it was a very bright color. I was just kind of disappointed it was green. I'm not really a big fan of green, but that being said, I decided it was time to finally break out the marker sketchbook, and I drew this ahead of time because I didn't want to be influenced by the color, and well, it's Inktober, so I wanted to keep it kind of within that theme, so I drew kind of like a witch kind of person. She's actually, well, influenced by a character I used to have for Harry Potter like forever ago, so I thought it was kind of fitting that I got green because she was a Slytherin. But my first impressions of this marker when I started using it on the marker paper, and I've never used marker paper before this, so this could just be me not knowing about the paper, but it squeaks. It's a really squeaky marker. I cut out all that audio because it just drove me nuts to listen to. But I also found this particular marker, unless I did a bunch of layers, like I think it was like 3 or 4 layers, I never really got a flat color, and I don't know if that's because of this particular marker or if that's because I don't know how to use marker paper, whatever it is. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down below. But I found I had to go over and over and over again, and in order to get any like dark shading, I couldn't do that with every single section. So I ended up having all these streaky sections that just drove me nuts. But I kind of ran with it. I mean, there wasn't much I could do. I only have one color, right? So I tried to get it as smooth as I could with 1, maybe 2 layers. Because like I said, if I did the 3 or 4 layers, that was going to be my shading, and then I couldn't shade anymore. So that's all I could really do with it. I kind of wish I had had a different color for this. I'm not a big fan of how dark this green is because it's hard to work with. I mean, for her robes and stuff, it was great because it was like a bold color, so it took care of a lot of that. But to shade like her hair and stuff, I wasn't sure what to do for the longest time, so I kind of mucked around and filled where I could for the bold shading, or the bold colors. So like in her scarf, her robes, and you'll see in a minute her pants as well. Because I was struggling. I didn't know how to get the other tones I wanted. So as you can see, I'm going in with the shading real quick, and that's like 2 layers, maybe 3, I'm not sure. I know 2 layers in some spots for sure, but it's unfortunate that it was so dark. I think it was a lighter color, it might have been a little easier to get those different tones that I wanted. But maybe I'll do another one sometime and kind of, well, obviously I probably won't pick the color. I'll probably get someone else to pick it for me because I find that's more fun, and that was kind of why I was excited it was only one marker that I got from Wish, because it gave me the opportunity to do this. Though, like I said, it took 2 months to get here, so that's the gamble of Wish. At least it showed up. So what you're seeing me do here is the tip-to-tip method, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work with this marker because, like I said, I don't know the brand. It didn't even say what brand it was in the package, but I don't feel this is cheating for the one marker challenge because all I'm doing is adding extra alcohol. I did try before recording this video to like paint it or like try and get color on, like put it down and then use alcohol after, but it just didn't seem to quite work the same way as the brush tip to tip method. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really like this marker, so if it had gotten damaged, I wasn't too concerned. It's really uncomfortable to hold. It's in like this triangle shape and it's big and chunky. So some people might like it. I guess I'm just used to a different style of marker, so I wasn't super fond of it. I was worried though that perhaps it was going to ruin my colorless blender, because it kind of stained it. Even when I looked at it afterwards, it still had hues of green on it. I'm going to try and clean it later, but I mean, at least they're not terribly difficult to get, and I mean, it is just alcohol. I'm sure if I put it in some more alcohol, it would clean up just fine. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite getting the effect I wanted with the tip-to-tip method. I was getting the lighter tones, but I had a hard time carrying the tone across the entirety of it. So you see in her boots, they're kind of streaky. And I wasn't sure if that was maybe just because I was picking up the pigment wrong, or if just, the alcohol was making it run out quicker. But I wanted her to have some extra shading, so I kind of went over it a little later just to darken up some places, and I wanted to have some magic around her because she's supposed to be a witch. It just, I couldn't do the effects I wanted to without risking ruining the whole picture. So I did some swirlies, and you'll see later I added a little more detail after this. I mean, it is what it is, right? I thought it looked alright, and that's all that matters in the end. I tried to get this kind of like smoky or like cloud, kind of like it was like magical dust or something like that, just to kind of add some energy to it. And I think for the most part it worked. Maybe if I had like pencil crayons or something, it would have worked better if I had to take a guess, but I think I got kind of the impression I wanted with it. And just at the end of it, when I was done using that green marker, I took my Uniball and kind of went over to add some highlights that obviously I couldn't quite do with the green marker unless I left it totally white. And I have another pen in it. It's just a glitter pen, and I use that as well because I wanted to add some glimmer and glam to it because I thought it would look really, really pretty. It kind of worked, but I think it just added a little more magic and mystery to it, and that's what I was really going for at the end of the day. But anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. It was a lot of fun, and it's definitely not something I've done before, so maybe later down the line I'll do another one. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I did well, if I did, well, bad, and if you have any tips that maybe I wasn't aware of. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Have a good day.